All right, all right. Happy Monday, beautiful people. Big waves out there. Good to see you. Yes, yes, yes. So the word for today, start off this Monday, and I just felt like it was a great word because for a lot of you, you attended something pretty intense for 3 days to sit and be at a virtual event. A lot of you were at it, but it doesn't matter if you were at it or you weren't. We go through life and we have to make decisions. But I want you to focus on yourself, okay? So whether you're tuning in and you're a guest and you're a coach, I say a lot, hi, my name's Brent Palmer. I was a coach. I was a football coach. So I don't care if you're a coach. I don't care if you're in the executive office. I don't care if you're in network marketing. It doesn't matter. You got to make decisions, and decisions start with yourself. A lot of times decisions start within. And I'm going to turn it over in just a second to Coach and let her go first this morning. But decisions, when I look at the definition, a conclusion or resolution reached after consideration. Think about yourself as we talk about decisions today. Coach, I'm going to turn it to you.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, as Coach Palmer started us off. Listen, this decision is a huge word, and I actually started digging in to try to find something, and everything that I kept coming up on, it was just repetitive. And I think y'all know that Coach Palmer and I really like to find some things that are a little bit different to share with you guys to maybe help you upon your journey. And I stumbled upon this fantastic video, and I immediately sent it to Ant, and I'm sure he thought, okay, I'm busy, Myra, with this big GoPro thing. Do not bother me right now. But I told him, I was like, ma'am, can you please run this tomorrow? So I think it's fantastic. Decisions are tough, but I think that if you look back, and I think just to preface, I think where Brent wants to go for this week is, some of the best decisions that we make come full circle with us when we have gone through something really bad. And I think that pushes us to get zoned in to make the best decision that we can. We may not have from the beginning, but I think we use that to grow and to be able to make fantastic decisions in the future. So, Ant, if you will, let's run this little, I think it's about 2.5 minutes, guys.
You are always just one decision away from a totally different life. Every decision counts. Make your decisions count.
Every decision, every action, every choice counts. Every choice that is made in your present moment has an impact on your future. Don't ever forget this, because it's one of the most powerful principles you can live by. Every time you decide to work on yourself instead of taking the easy road, that is a stronger you in the future. When you decide to develop your mind by learning something new rather than watching the news, that is a stronger, better you in the future. When you decide to eat healthy rather than give in to temptation or feed your body with foods that only do harm, stronger you in the future. When you decide to be kind rather than fight a useless battle to defend your position, stronger, better you in the future. When you decide to rise early and meditate, there is a stronger you, a better you, ready for the future. When you decide to keep going, despite setbacks, stronger, better you in the future. When you decide to write down every day what you are grateful for, rather than complain about what is not there, a stronger, better you in the future. Every decision and every action matters. Every action has a consequence in the future, both ways, good and bad. So yes, this one time does matter. Yes, that one sleep in does matter. Habits matter. You matter. From now on, decide to make conscious decisions, powerful decisions every day. Set the standard and continue to raise the bar in your life. Your positive actions will compound on themselves, and soon you won't recognize the person you see in the mirror. The changes can be that great. You can be that great.
You know, I thought that video was just super powerful. It was for me. And, you know, we don't have to make a ton of decisions every single day. I listened to an interview with the big guy with Amazon. Is it Bezos, Brent? I'm not sure. I think that's his name. And he was saying
Jeff Bezos.
a lot of the things that are so important. It was in this video. You got to rest. You got to eat healthy in that. He said the decisions that they make, he said, I make 2 big decisions a day, and that is it. And he said, and the big decisions that I make that are going to have a long-term and a very hard time, if I think it's hard, I make them before noon every day, because the later you make decisions in the day, you're tired and you're not your best. So I just challenge you to really think through all the decisions that you're going to make. And of course, I'm going to encourage you to make really, really strong, kind, powerful decisions, and just keep doing what you know to do to be successful.
Coach, thank you so much for those words. Thanks for the video. And I'm going to come at you this morning a little bit, okay? And because I believe we get up every day with a decision. And I want to tell you a little bit about over the since September. And Coach would remember this because I actually called her on the day I did it. But decisions, you know, a lot of you just finished going to the GoPro event. But even if you didn't, it's okay. So if you're on here and you're watching this, and I don't know what walk you're in, but you're making decisions, I can promise you. Well, back in September, I was reached out to, and there was a crossroad for me to either, I knew our world was going into a different place. I tell I got to preface this. So Coach, I might take just a little bit, not much, but a little bit today. Okay. But I get told all the time, well, Brandon, our world's going to go back to normal the way it was. And I go, really? Do you think that? I said, do you think when the cell phones come out, for the people that sit around and go, well, the rotary phone's going to come back out. I mean, people's going to go back to the rotary phone. See, virtual has become a way that we can connect all over the world. And I was at a crossroads in September because my world had gotten ripped away from me of the way I had done business, of the way I built a multi-million-dollar business, guys. This is not a lie. It's all over the world. And I decided that I had to level my game. I had to take my game to the next level. And I was talking, and this whole GoPro thing came up, and I'd been to GoPro. I'd sat in the nosebleed sections. I'd sat in the back of the room, but I had never went in, right? I had never went all in. And the first thing I did when I sit down is I made a decision that day in September that I was going to go all in. And I spent thousands of dollars that day going all in. Didn't have a clue what I was going all in on. I was like, I'm scared. I'm about to get hammered with people from the industry that go, what are you doing? You're giving your people up to somebody else? Like, what are you doing? They could recruit your people. They could do this to your people. And don't think that the critics didn't come out. Day one. And some of the critics are my friends. They're my friends. They're my partners in this business. What are you doing? But that day I made a decision to myself. And when I go back to the definition, decision says a conclusion and resolution reached after consideration. And I went and I looked at some of the things that Grant Cardone teaches, 10X rule. And he says, you have to get to a place where you make the decision, but you make it so big that you can't retreat. And what happened to me, and I say this all the time, and Eric Worre talks about it all the time, is when you make a decision, you got to say yes to yourself. But don't we do that a lot? Don't we make decisions and say yes to ourselves? I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I'm not going to tell nobody. See, it's easy to retreat on a decision when you just tell it to yourself. I'm going to start this little business on the side, this little side hustle. But when it gets complicated and it gets a little hard and people don't like it, you kind of retreat because you just said it to yourself. But what if you make a decision and you say yes to places bigger than yourself, to your peers, to people that really matter? See, what happens when you say yes, you create a different accountability to yourself when you say yes to the world. And then when you announce it, you create a situation where there's no turning back. There's no turning back because you've said it, you've done it. See, when I made that investment, when I went all in, there was no turning back. I was scared to death. I didn't have it figured out. I had people coming at me going, this is not something. Are you really going to take $297 from your people when they could be buying products in our company? And I went, yes, because it's going to make them a better person. It's going to make them a better winner. It's going to inspire them to go inspire others. Yes, the answer is yes. But then in September, I had to go into October, spent thousands. It's not about me. Follow my story though. Thousands of dollars going to Las Vegas, spending 2 weeks, going to his home, like getting around people because I said I was going to go all in. I made a decision. I announced it to everybody and I didn't have a choice. I had to go all in. There was no turning back on this event. And there was criticism. Do you ever get criticized for a decision you make? So many people retreat on the criticisms. But you go ask anybody. They don't build statues and monuments on people in our history that retreated because of criticism. They build it on people that keep fighting through those criticisms and they go succeed despite what people say. That's a decision. And I challenge you because there's people on here that made a decision, man. You went this through, you're excited, but then the universe is going to hit. So have you made your decision big enough to the world around you that there's no retreating? And then the last thing is I had to figure it out over October and November and December. Like I didn't have it figured out. We started masterminding, started doing all this stuff. And it was all about promoting for it, building for it. And I'm going, man, I hope I'm doing right. Lord, please. I really want this to be good for the people. I hope I'm doing right. And alongside it, we had an event in Destin. We had all this stuff going on. But I made a decision and I was going to stick with it. And over the last 3 days, I watched hundreds of people attend an event that year before last I attended with 3 actually. Hundreds of people attended an event. And during the event, I was still getting criticized. I don't like that speaker. I like that speaker. They're trying to upsell me on their stuff. They're doing this, they're doing that during the event. But you know what? I made a decision. And the decision was, I'm not retreating. And after the event was over, I look up and I see how many comments are coming back in. Thank you. The event was amazing. I got nuggets from it. Thank you. We're going strong. I've got so much, all this stuff. And I went, that's why you make the decision. That's why you make the decision. That's why you announce it to the world. And that's why you figure it out after you've done that, because you create a situation where there's no retreating. And I want to, it was on me to share this morning, because again, if you weren't at the event, it doesn't matter. You've got things going on in your life right now that you've got to make a decision. If you just make it to yourself, odds are you'll retreat. But if you'll just go in and make it to more people than just yourself, you'll create a situation where it's an accountability. There's a no retreat. And guess what you'll do? You'll figure out how to go make it successful. I hope this adds value to you this morning. I know we went over a few minutes. I think it's huge. It's huge in our life as we're out there doing what God put us on this earth to do, and that's thrive, not survive. I'm so grateful for this community. We're going to have a great week out there. Coach Myra Miles, thank you so much for the video this morning. We love each and every one of you. God bless.
Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great week. Susan and Bill.